Hello and welcome to Bible Study with Alice, and today we are on day 18, Psalm 18 of our daily psalm reading. We're reading from the ESV translation, but you're more than welcome to join us reading from a different translation. Just to let you know, we are filming in a different location to normal. So if you do hear any sounds, it's from my dog as usual, he's always around me, and my cat and my rabbit. My rabbit is roaming around somewhere. So if you hear her, that's the reason why. Just to let you know that I am filming this a lot earlier in the day, so it will be uploaded a lot sooner in the day to my usual time. As you can see, we're on Psalm 18. You can find the previous 17 Psalms in the playlist below. This video is filmed in real time. Today is the 21st of November 24 and we're on a Thursday. To make you aware, Psalm 18 is quite a long psalm. There's 50 verses, so I will apologise. This video might take some time, but please bear with me. It isn't the longest psalm in the book of Psalms. The longest psalm in the book of Psalms is 119. So we've got some time till we get there. And I wouldn't have a clue how long that will film. How long I will take to film that one. So I just thought I'd let you know. I do have a disclaimer as usual, and that is these videos are unedited. I am also in the process of trying to figure out how to edit videos, so please bear with me while I'm trying to figure that one out. And also a disclaimer that I always have, and that is I'm probably going to stumble on my wording. It's something I normally do, so please don't hate on me for it. Let's get started. To the choir master, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who addressed the words of this song to the Lord on the day when the Lord delivered him from the hands of all his enemies and from the hands of Saul. He said, I love you, O Lord, my strength. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and horn of my salvation, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. I am saved from my enemies. The cord of death encompassed me. The torment of destruction assailed me. The cord of Saul entangled me. The snare of death confronted me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord. To my God, I cried for help. From his temple, he heard my voice, and my cry to him reached his ear. Then he reeled and rocked. The foundation also of the mountain trembled and quaked before he was angry. Smoke went up from his nostrils and devoured fire from his mouth. Glowing coal flame forth from him. He bowed the heaven and came down. Thick darkness was under his feet. He rode back on a chair and flew. He came swiftly on the wings of the wind. He made darkness his covering, his canopy around him. Thick clouds, dark with water, out of the brightness before him, hailstone and coal of fire broke through his clouds. The Lord also thundered in the heavens, and the Most High uttered his voice, hailstone and coal of fire. He sent out his arrow and scattered them. He flashed forth lightning and rooted them. Then the channel of the sea was seen, and the foundations of the world were laid bare. At your rebuke, even, O Lord, at the blast of the breath of your nostril. He sent from on high, he took me, he drew me out of many waters and rescued me from my strong enemy and from those who hated me, for they were too mighty for me. They confronted me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my support. He brought me out into broad place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord deal with me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands. He rewarded me, for I have kept the ways of the Lord, and not wickedly departed from my God. For all his rules were before me, and his statute I did not put away from me. I was blameless before him, and I kept myself from my guilt. So the Lord has rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanliness of my hands in his sight. With the merciful you show yourself merciful. With a blameless man you show yourself blameless. With the purified you show yourself pure, and with the crooked you make yourself seem tortuous. For you save a humble people, but the haughty eyes you bring down. For it is you who light my lamp. The Lord my God lightens my darkness. For by you I can run against a troop, and by God I can leap over a wall. This God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord proves true. He is a shield for all those who take refuge in him. For who is God but the Lord? And who is a rock except our God? The God who equipped me with strength and made my way blameless. He made my fleet like fleet of a deer, and set me secure on the heights. He trained my hands for war, so that my arms can bend a bow of bronze. You have given me the shield of your salvation, and your right hand supported me, and your gentleness made me great. You gave a wild place for my steps under me, and my feet did not slip. I pursued my enemies and overtook them, and did not turn back till they were consumed. I thrust them through so that they were not able to rise. They fell under my feet, for you equipped me with strength for the battle. You made those who rise against me sink under me. You made my enemies turn their back to me, and those who hated me I destroyed. They cried for help, but there was none to save. They cried to the Lord, but did not answer them. But he did not answer them, I beat them fine as dust before the wind. I cast them out like a mere of the streets. You delivered me from strife with the people. You made me head of the nations, people whom I had not known served me. As soon as they heard me, they obeyed me. Foreigners came cringing to me, foreigners lost heart, and came trembling out of their fortress. The Lord lives, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be the God of my salvation. The God who gave me vengeance and subdued people under me, who rescued me from my enemies. Yes, you exalted me above those who rose against me. You delivered me from the man of violence. For this I will praise you, O Lord, among the nations, and sing to your name. Great salvation he brings to his king, and shows steadfast love to the anointed, to David and his offspring forever. That took forever, I do apologise. So that is Psalm 18 completed. Tomorrow we'll be on Psalm 19, which thankfully isn't that long. I'm actually kind of relieved. Just to make you aware, my returning viewers will know that if you're new, I have a post-it note that I will share with you shortly, and in the post-it note it will basically give you a little bit of information about each psalm. So every psalm, that's very early in the morning, an aeroplane flying over. Just thought that was quite early in the morning to hear an aeroplane. Sorry about that. So every psalm I do, I have a post-it note that will include a little bit of information about each psalm. You can look back over previous videos and you'll see that. And I will also include a date. And I say a date, it's kind of a period that scholars and historians think and believe each of the psalms were written. There are a few psalms though where they're not sure when the psalm was written and it's classed as unknown. Psalm 13 is one of those psalms, so you can find that in the playlist. You can go back to Psalm 13 and find out about that. So I will include that as well, and I will make you aware when we get to that point. There are obviously going to be other psalms where it will be unknown, and I will let you know when we get to that point, but I don't want to bombard you with too much information, especially that sort of information. I don't really want to go and say this and that and the other psalms and list them off and say that they weren't. So I don't want to give you too much information because I don't want to bombard you, because I am aware that the Bible is so overwhelming. It's when you open it up, you're thinking, oh gosh, where do I start? So that's why this Bible study is to help you to understand it in bite-sized information instead of being bombarded with too much information. So the first post-it note is this one. So this particular psalm, Psalm 18, was written in 1019 BC. It's a psalm of praise and gratitude from David to the Lord for delivering him from his enemies and making him victorious. So the points here, I will try and do it that way. David's humility, God's power, God's reward, and God's promises. So that is the first post-it note. There was only 2 today. There has been times when there's been multiple. God's unchanging nature. David's intent was humble himself before God. We learn, so we do actually learn from Psalms, to acknowledge God as our strength, thank him for delivering us, thank him for vindicating us. I don't know how I'm going to do this, try that way, and recognise that with his help we can't lose. So with God's help we can't lose. We just need to be able to understand where God is, and we can't lose. It's just simply that way. We do find, I'll just quickly mention, because I know we haven't got there yet, but we will get there. Just thought I'd briefly mention it now. In some of the Psalms, there are next to them, because I have already done it already, not today, I've done it early in the, I think I must have done it about Saturday, I think. Friday or Saturday, I went for my Bible and I wrote next to it which psalm means what it means to us in modern times. So I will mention that to you when we get to it, because you can actually use psalms in everyday meaning. So like we can kind of go back to a psalm if we're struggling. We can go to a psalm, and if we're struggling with issues with work, for example, we can go to a particular psalm for that. So when we get to that point as well, I'll mention that, but I have actually included them already, but I thought I'd mention that to you now, that we will get to, when we get to that point I will mention that. So if at any point after that point you're struggling with anything and you're thinking to yourself, I wonder what God was saying, or I wonder what particular scripture would be relevant for that particular issue. There are psalms that will cover particular topics, and as I said, I will mention them when we get nearer to the time, because that will also overwhelm everybody, and I don't really want that. Especially I don't want to overwhelm people with too much information in relation to the Bible, because I will mention now that when I first started reading the Bible again, I have read the Bible for many of years, and when I started reading it again, I struggled with it, and it took me years to fully understand the Bible. And I mean, I could do a Bible study and I could give you tons and tons and tons and tons of information in relation to each of the scriptures in the Bible, but I'm not going to do that, because I don't believe that's going to help anybody. I believe that we should be encouraging people to read the Bible, encouraging people to understand the Bible in their way. Some people do like having tons of information in the Bible, and they're really, really thick, and they have tons of information, which is good. I'm not saying it's not, but I do believe to get into the Bible again, if you've read from the Bible before and you kind of got lost and you're not sure where to start again, or even if you're brand new to the Bible, I always recommend people to read from the book of Psalms first. It's what I find to be helpful. I mean, we could read Genesis, and that is just too much, I find, in one go. Reading Genesis is very good to give you a starting point in the Bible, because there is a key theme throughout the Bible, and that is obviously Jesus, naturally. And to get to Jesus in the New Testament, you have to go through the Old Testament, because, the story has to start somewhere, and it does start in the Old Testament to get to Jesus. Everybody wants to go and read the New Testament. I'm not going to lie, I was that person, so I do understand. But it doesn't help reading the New Testament first. You need to be able to read the Old Testament and understand that. So I will eventually come up with a playlist where we will start from the beginning, but I just wanted to get people into it by breaking it in slowly, by doing one psalm a day. And as the book of Psalms is, in my opinion, I'm not everybody, so everybody has their own opinion. In my opinion, the book of Psalms is the easier one to work with, even though there is 150 Psalms in the book of Psalms. So we're going to be doing this for 150 days. Not 150 days from today, but 150 days from the 4th of November. So we'll be here for quite some time. So before I finish, I always sign my Bible by putting in the day and the date, and it's to help people to feel accountable. So we're on day 18, and we're on the 21st of the 11th, 24. It's to help me to feel accountable, to be fair, while I sign it. It also shows you that it is done in real time. And so I just wanted to let you know that that's why I always put a date. The day and the date is because it shows you that it is done in real time, so you are aware that it is done that way. There are times when you could find this video and it could be weeks, months into the future. The information in this video is relevant in relation to Psalm 18. So I want you to know that. So if you do come across this months in the future, or weeks or days, and whenever you come across this video, information in this video is always relevant. So I just want to make you aware of that one. Also, I know it is a long video. I'm fully aware we are already gone past 20 minutes. I just want to make you aware of that, to be fair, because this is, as I said, it's a long video, and obviously I've rambled on a bit. I do apologise. One of the reasons why I need to learn to edit. But please like my content, please subscribe to my channel, and please turn on the bell notification to get regularly informed of when a video is uploaded. And tomorrow we are in Psalm 19, so you're aware. And thank you and goodbye.